What's up, guys? Today's video we're reacting to the rise of the richest players on Roblox by Cube INC. Big shout out to him. We're going to subscribe. We're going to like the video. So I already know it's going to be good. So let's watch it.
Stop the video. That's literally impossible.
Are you sure about that? That's just one of the few who turned their love for Roblox into billions of Robux, the largest games on the planet, real historical moments, and more. But to find out how they did this, we need
These guys are GOAT, a legend.
One by one, beginning with Stickmaster Luke.
I know this
Upon
guy.
joining Roblox, Luke was your average 14-year-old kid.
I know this guy. He's the guy that made mini games.
Playing games and having fun.
Yeah.
But he wasn't happy being just a player. He wanted to make a game go big. His main goal of this was not just to get rich, but to also prove that with enough passion, you can bring a whole community together.
Yeah.
Except, the odds of this happening were close to zero. We're talking about 2007. To give you a sense of this, here's an average game from our time. That was epic. How do you even make that? And
Epic
compare that to one
minigames.
from Luke's time. What even is that? With nothing to work with, maybe his dream was already dead. But if you truly want to achieve your goals, you should never be afraid to take that first step. Welcome to the Underground War.
The
Even
Luke
with nothing,
Master-
Luke tried his best.
Stickmaster
Despite his
Luke
flaws, players somehow
is
found
my-
joy
he's
out
my,
of, terrorizing
mentor.
other players. Which led to the game reaching a couple thousand visits.
This kid is going.
A couple thousand and 42,000.
This was amazing for Luke, because the thing is, Roblox back then paid you virtual money whenever someone joins your game. So instead of relaxing, Luke grinded out a butt ton of games in the following years. So more
That's
players
my
and more
man!
money from his
Yeah!
simple ideas.
I would never do that.
As well as showing them off on
Play
YouTube, which
3,000
clearly worked.
Robux.
His original idea sparked some of the most well-known Roblox players. So obviously he deserves
That's why
some
more
amount
than
of fortune.
$500. That's
But even with this money, he can easily lose it all if he didn't spend it wisely.
yep. Dominus.
Spending all that Robux on one single. In hindsight, this may seem like a dumb move, but you'll see why it's genius. But to make the money back, Luke worked really hard
Yep.
on his games, making each one better than the last. But rather than making them flashy like modern games, he focused on making them replayable, meaning you can play them again and again and again without getting bored. This led to him reaching 10 million visits, meeting actual Roblox admins, and most importantly, buying a bunch of hats for some reason.
Yeah.
This will all change on one fateful day.
Hats are amazing.
It's 2011 and Luke got a message from a special person. Roblox himself?
I noticed your games are getting so much love from the community. Why not come work here?
Wait, this has to be fake. No way a child can work for Roblox, right?
Wrong.
Luke Weber, Roblox's newest employee.
And all while being an 18-year-old kid.
Most of my friends are like flipping burgers and stuff like that, and I feel kind of bad for them because I actually got this opportunity for this great job and everything.
With this amount of power,
He
he
just
can
called out
easily
his own
abuse it
friends.
when things don't go his way. But no, he stayed true to himself and kept learning how to develop. Thanks to this, he made even more Robux by selling his own items. But just as you thought he couldn't get richer, one of his oldest games randomly blew up.
Natural
You may be
disaster.
wondering how a game this basic blew up 4 years later. Well, the answer is
Yeah, I
in the
play that-
gameplay.
I play that
Welcome
game all
to
the time.
Yes. You spawn on this platform, get drafted to this island, and a random disaster is chosen to annihilate you and everyone you love. A bit repetitive, right? I mean, the game itself had a lot of glitches and didn't even update much, so you may think it'll die out. But these imperfections added to the randomness and funny moments made in the game. This is exactly what players wanted. The true magic of this game is that everything is completely random. You don't know what to expect, which makes it really replayable. But with the entire community at his fingertips,
I'm
you
your
need
biggest
to play
supporter,
his
man.
cards right. To prevent the game from getting boring, he added a multi-disaster machine. This allowed rich people to, bring hell down to earth, spicing up the game. But even with an update schedule worse than mine, the game still made a ton of money from players paying to win, and I am definitely not one of them. But even still, this
You're
wasn't the
definitely
biggest
one of
goal of
them.
Robux.
I spent many Robux on that
Back
game.
then, they were a lot cheaper.
I spent
costing a
many
few hundred
Robux on that
But as
game. I
time
never
went by,
spent
the
a
price of
single
the
soul
hats,
in that game.
especially his dominance, rose to millions, making him even wealthier. But despite the success, Luke remained humble and continued to help with huge events and kept his game simple, causing them to thrive. But even with billions of visits, the second most valuable
there's Flamingo.
and a fat pay from Roblox, there's
Like-
far more impressive millionaires in our community. Unlike Luke, Snicktrix joined a lot later in time. He wanted to spice up Roblox because the games were getting stale. Although we had more players, we also had higher competition and higher standards for games. Oh yeah, and game visits no longer convert into Robux. But unlike most devs, Snicktrix did have experience
that's
with Minecraft
actually-
servers and even made a cute
I feel like
fun game, which
Roblox
didn't
should
get
bring it
much,
back,
but combining
or
these
maybe
two
I
ideas,
just
he
never
spent
made a game in
months
my
working
life
on a
that is
project
true,
that can
and I just
fail
don't
or
know,
change his life
really.
forever. Most devs
It'd
back then would
be
create
my
some
dream
kind
to
of
make it,
game,
a
convert
Roblox
an
game, and I
old
come back.
But Snicktrix took the risk
I have
of
computer.
creating Minecraft-themed Roblox
And then I'm
games.
like,
First
yeah, let's
being
make
Skyblock.
a Roblox
This
game.
is kind
And I
of
can't.
and use what little you have to make something great. Despite the effort, Minecraft clones usually fail, so Skyblock started off slow. Never mind. Maybe it wasn't so bad to make something different.
45,000
but Snicktrix was shocked at
active?
How fast his game blew up. Perhaps it was the great game mechanics or the progressive nature, but players started playing and money started flowing.
Minecraft actually costs money, but on this game you essentially get the exact same experience without having to pay any sort of money whatsoever.
This means that everyone can play it. More players, more money. But to keep the game afloat, the updates had to be creative.
And it could be the next big thing on Roblox.
This is unoriginal and disrespectful.
That's a bit of a stretch.
Roblox moderators should ban this game forever.
The only people agree with this.
This game keeps copying Minecraft.
Imagine copying Minecraft.
Copy of Minecraft Skyblock.
Copy of Minecraft is telling you're all stupid for playing a copy of Minecraft.
Okay, but this won't affect the game itself.
I like that game. Calling us stupid. Fat day, yo, stupid.
Skyblock was all of a sudden gone.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a secret.
Players complained
I
that they stole
never
from Minecraft, so Roblox shut
played-
it down.
Skyblocks. I only played on Minecraft.
With his biggest
No, I don't
project
even
dead,
play it on
it seemed
Minecraft
like
either.
Snicktrix will give up on his goal.
Okay.
But as a last-ditch resort, they changed the name from Skyblock to Islands, praying the ban would be lifted.
That's also what happened with, what's it called? Blox Fruits?
Back in business.
Using
Fruit
the second
block.
chance, he needed to play his
Block
cards
with
right. With a
fruits
whole
in them?
website full of ideas.
Let's just
he
pause
knew
that.
exactly
Was
what
that
players
was
wanted.
that the Geeky Chad? Hold on.
We're back in business.
Using the second chance, he needed to play his cards right. With a whole website full
There's the Geeky Chad right there. Can you guys see it on? You see that Geeky Chad? You see that Geeky Chad?
of ideas, the team knew exactly what fans wanted.
What if we made it so players can visit other islands?
Ugh.
With better updates and better things to build in your island.
I love this
Players spend more
editing.
time and money grinding out their
How much
days,
longer is
leading
it?
to amazing creations.
We only hit the
bringing attention
8-minute
to the
mark.
game. With everyone being obsessed with making the best base possible, you may think their game will never die out. But right as the new year started, they made the worst possible updates.
Yep.
Since the game had so much content, players easily found ways to dupe items. This made everything less valuable, meaning less people will spend money on the game. To fix this, the devs wiped everyone's money and items. Players went ballistic, but can you
Oh,
really
hey.
just because someone else broke rules? This led to many players quitting.
Family
And on top
friendly.
of all of that, the game got way too
He didn't say it
complicated with
goes
all
once,
these
the
new
chat
items.
was.
With all this going on, you may think the team will call it quits. But instead of seeing this as a bad thing, Snicktrix saw this as a chance to make something new and
What
great. With the knowledge,
the
money, and attention he got from
HELL?
items, he spent months on a new game with the goal of getting emotions out of people. And
Why
back
is
then,
it's
was
so
Roblox
much
Bed Wars.
editing. I don't like it. I love
Unlike
it.
Islands, Bed Wars was a lot more competitive.
Yep.
Because instead of
Bed
farming and
Wars.
farming,
Bed
you spawn on an
Wars.
island with infinite lives.
Bed
If your
Wars.
bed breaks, you have one life left. Last team standing wins. Snitrix had a lot of faith in the idea, so they slowly drifted away from islands to focus completely on Bed Wars. But with that as their main source of money, they better not mess it up. First off, Snitrix knew Bed Wars copied Minecraft, so to avoid getting banned again, he spiced it up by adding a bunch of kits, each helping you win in-game. Since
He
players
made
are
Bed Wars?
competitive, they spent millions of Robux on them.
Huh.
Devs get money and players have fun.
Which one better, Minecraft?
But
I'm
there's
gonna
still
choose
one issue.
Minecraft.
Kits cost Robux, so not everyone can use them. To fix this, he added a battle pass. By grinding the game long enough, you can unlock kits for free. But some players spent 15k Robux to instantly complete the battle pass. Hopefully, this won't cause any problems. And on top of all of that, the team
Yeah,
added more
about that.
insane. You see, if you want to win in this game, you need as much loot as possible to buy OP stuff. But players found ways to combine kits and enchants to completely break the game.
Oh God, copyrighted music.
On the flip side, he made just as much from kit gifting. This allowed GigaChats to spend thousands of dollars gifting everyone kits. But also, Snitrix gets a percent of the money. More players equals more gifting equals more money. Another smart move from the devs was adding win streaks. Basically, how many times you win in a row. Because of this, players spent weeks building insane win streaks, having everyone cheer for them, only to lose it to a hacker. Which, to be fair, added more hype to the game. But to keep Bed Wars alive for as long as possible,
Hey, this guy's evil. This guy is evil. That guy in the middle,
throughout the
evil.
year, every week they added game modes, kits, OP items, you name it. It seemed like every day there's some new game-breaking
Hey, I like Rivals
which made
more.
the game feel infinite. But all this hype led to an inevitable problem. Picture this. You stumble across Bed Wars for the first time. You join a match and hope to learn the ins and outs of...
Your bed was broken.
Considering we had 45 kits, it was nearly impossible for new players to play, because anyone could get these broken kits by spending crazy amounts of Robux. Players went ballistic over the unfairness. To fix this, the devs added relics, basically free upgrades at the start.
I
of
hate
each
relics.
match. It's the right idea, but...
For the love of God, just remove relics. It's literally luck-based.
I forgot to mention, relics were chosen randomly. All it did was make Bed Wars luck, instead of skill. Yes, the kits made millions of dollars, but if pro players and new players felt excluded, what's the point?
4 months later, new update. Wait.
Snitrix had a new goal, not to make as much Robux as possible, but to make Bed Wars truly fair for everyone. To do this, we need to figure out what made the game unfair. Firstly, no one likes fighting a tryhard with an unfair kit.
Yep.
So the devs made a kitless game mode, Murder in Bedtown, a murder mystery type game. And yes, in the past, we did have free-to-play game modes, but those still had tryhards and hackers.
What
and
if you
complex
wanted
maps.
to do this?
Overall, Murder in Bedtown gave new players
You
something
can do
exciting,
this.
because all you needed
You
was to
can-
watch out for the murderer.
There's like
But
these
that
two.
wasn't
There's like
enough.
this one for
Next up, they
relics
made the
and
player
then
kits free.
kits.
So new players had a
And
chance to level up in the battle pass.
for you to go
Sometimes
into
free
one
kits
of them,
go
you
free
have to
each week,
have
but they
relics
suck.
or kits.
But even with these changes, a balanced
activated.
game needs more balanced game modes. So the
Hey,
devs
I
got to
mean,
work on two
am I
special
smarter
modes.
than
The
these
same
people?
kit mode where everyone has the exact same kit, and OG mode. Unlike all the other game modes, this one had no kits, no forge, and no unfair shenanigans. Because of their thoughtfulness, many old players came back just to play these game modes. I guess simple and fair always wins. But the best for last, the devs used an old feature from 2021. Custom matches. This lets you make your own Bed Wars game and spawn any item, which on its own kept the game alive for a bit. But the devs took it a step further by adding scripts, allowing you to modify your game and add basically anything. Like seriously, I honestly thought this wasn't possible for Roblox. This gave each player a chance to make their own game mode, and even make money by selling scripts. By giving players some kind of control, it's kinda hard for it to get boring. Unlike most devs, Snitrix successfully made
I want to do that. I want to make a video on doing that.
combined visits, 2 innovation awards in the same day, and a team of hardworking devs. There's always a bigger fish in the sea. While Snicktrick saw Minecraft as inspiration, Indra loved fighting games and saw them as inspiration. With this newfound love, him and his brother spent years in their garage, making anime fighting games and following their inspiration. But none of the games went far. However, all this work didn't completely go to waste. Along the way, they met a bunch of like-minded people.
We all want to make a successful fighting game. Let's put all our skills together and make this happen.
And they created a group.
Now
And
with
I
some
need to wash
extra
my
hands,
hair.
He was able to create 2 pretty decent games. The first one kind of bombed, but it got recognized by a pretty special person. But as for the second one,
Might not last, but #1 PC game is pretty cool.
that was fast.
Prison.
Players love the game idea. All you gotta do is pick an element and start swinging. It's so simple, which means any player can get into it. But the billion-dollar question is, how will Indra stay on top? Yes, getting up was easy, but staying up is a much, much bigger challenge. Surprisingly, Elemental Wars wasn't his final vision of a Roblox game. Even with all of this, he was yet to reach his full potential.
This would be a cool Roblox game.
This is One Piece, one of Indra's favorite animes and conveniently, the #1 show in the world. Using the cool mechanics from his previous games, he and his team made a sequel, Blox Piece, with the goal of spreading his love for his favorite show. At first glance, Blox Piece looked a bit generic, but the real genius
Block
was
fruits.
the gameplay. Since One Piece was so
Blocky
popular, Indra
fruits.
took a lot of things from the show and applied it to his game. With 12 different fruits that had abilities similar to the show, surely it'll appeal to the millions of One Piece fans. But to actually make them play, Indra made sure that all the mechanics were flawless.
Bro, they got the Buddha fruit?
That's my favorite in the show. Shut up and take my money.
Following the successful release, Indra continued to add fruits, islands,
I hate
weapons,
One
and
Piece.
NPCs based on the
I'm just
popular
kidding.
show. He also led One Piece fans
Now, in
to
my
sign the
opinion,
next update, which overall made the game
I
more
don't really like
interactive
One
and
Piece.
prosper financially.
I like.
But after
I
this,
don't- I
Indra
don't like
completely
anime.
switched his plan. Usually, he would do mini updates weekly, which players love. But one day he thought,
What if we put all our effort into one big update instead?
that might work, but players will have to wait longer for updates. But if you want to stay on top, you need to take risks. So for the next 3 months, the team worked non-stop on their biggest update yet, hoping players won't forget them. With the second world, many new fruits, cooler weapons, and higher levels to grind for, players had so much to do, which led to them inventing the first major challenge. You start with nothing, buy a fruit, and only use that to get max level. Not only did this flood Indra's bank account, but also motivated new players and gave the game promotion. But even with
Wait,
the
you look
very
like a bacon in
dedicated
real
fan
life?
base, Indra still didn't have an identity.
There's still a
He
couple
built this
minutes
entire
left.
game from One Piece, which not only seemed unoriginal, but One Piece themselves were striking games that replicated them. To prevent having an islands moment, Indra rolled out another big update, completely revamping the game. From simple mechanics to the game name itself, Indra made sure
It's
it's still like
Blox
One
Fruits,
Piece,
I
but
was
had
right.
its own blocky charm.
No, I was calling it
That's why
Bloxy
One Piece fans
Fruits.
will still like it, but it may appeal to more players. Another way
It
Indra
Blox?
expressed
They should
himself
call
was
it
giving back
Box.
to
That
people,
sounds better,
mainly
Box.
Axior, a longtime fan who made viral videos on the game. In return, Indra and his friends gave him front row seats to special admin powers. From flying boats to never-before-seen abilities. What made these clips surreal is that these powers are so different from the normal fruits everyone loved using. Not only did players obsess over them, but also made lore out of it. Since Blox Fruits had a whole story now, players stuck around to see the story develop. And develop it did. As time went by, players got more and more obsessed on the latest and greatest fruits, spending
This is the
millions of
greatest
Robux
video
on
of all
private
time.
servers to grind levels in peace. Although Indra made a fortune from this, he didn't waste it on hats, cars, or drugs, and instead spent it on making bigger updates such as Fruit Awakenings, which basically buffed
Next
Fruit's abilities. You gotta act
video
broke to stay rich. And although he
you
didn't need to, he added VTubers in
ever
the game as NPCs, a nice token of
made.
appreciation. But in the next 6 months, the game only updated one time. But the thing is, Blox Fruits didn't need as many updates. Each one was already massive, Plus, it was very replayable, with dozens of fruits and 2 massive realms to fight in. The possibilities
When
were
was this
endless.
made?
Plus, it was easy for new players, because they can't...
1 year ago!
And just like before, Indra knew how to keep players hyped. Knowing how competitive the game was, he and his brother made 2 enemy clans, kinda like a friendly rival to keep players on their toes.
Where's this redhead? Time to die.
Okay, maybe not so friendly. While the devs stayed quiet, players sure didn't. Using their wild imagination, they came up with better and better PvP combos with the fruits and fighting styles from the last big update. This randomness made the game a lot more competitive.
No!
Which is exactly what Indra would have wanted. Wow, if the game was this hype without updates...
I hate
imagine
competitive
what would happen
games.
if-
I love competitive games. I play Rivals, I play Fortnite, I play Call of Duty. September 10th, 2021.
With 3 massive worlds and the
COVID
new
just
level
got
cap,
out.
Let's just say the 6-month wait was worth it. By spending more time on fruit designs, weapons,
2020
and
was a
pretty much
big year for
everything,
Roblox.
players were more motivated to spend days trying to get them. Not
Yeah, because it was
of
COVID.
Piece, but because of how awesome
There was
they
no
were.
reason
To
for it
make the
being fun. It
community
was because of
stronger,
COVID.
Indra added trading. Every fruit had its own value to prevent
What the-
scammers. This made fruits like Pokemon trading cards rather than blocky weapons. But best of all, this inspired viral challenge videos where you start with the worst fruit and then trade your way to the best. After this, Indra wondered how big his game could get. His plan
Really
was to
big.
squeeze money out of
Fast forward to
players, which meant the
2025,
best
it's
updates
the
possible
best
to
game
keep
in the
players
world.
playing.
Best
If his
game
fans
in the
were happy,
world.
he was happy.
I think it's fun sometimes. I just never played it on this account. Which I don't think I would because of...
Over 100 accounts in order to spin for the new legendary leopard fruit and blocks fruits. Let's see if we can get it or not. What are we gonna get? What an anticlimactic way to end off this video.
The new fruits took so long to get, which gave players a reason to keep playing. So following this, he added V4 Awakenings. Basically insane fighting abilities, but
Yeah.
you need to follow an entire story for a chance of getting them. Which not only added to the lore, but made fighting a lot more immersive. While Indra worked on the next big update, he took some time to realize...
I want this game so bad!
But it definitely outgrew him. Despite the effort he put into each update, he couldn't have gotten this far without the help of others. So to pay respects, he made a whole event to thank his fans for 10 billion visits, mailed a Rolex to Axior, and lastly, he wrote a little poem to thank his brother
10 billion?!
even after years of failed games.
We struggled together, and now we shine together.
Oh, and
10
speaking of
billion?
shining,
I'm
welcome
running
to
around my
2020.
room
For
right
8
now.
whole months, Indra poured his
10 million, guys?
So fans poured their hearts back into play.
That's crazy.
The new fruits, locations, and bosses were so spectacular that it not only broke the player record, but also crashed Roblox 12 times that day. But the crazy part
12
is, that's just part 1 of Update 20. Considering he's always planning ahead, I'm sure Indra will have many more years of bringing joy to players and YouTubers, and inspiring other devs to do the same. I guess true passion always wins in the end. We did it, boys. But doesn't that make you realize, despite being 3 different players, they all have one thing in common. No, not their insane amounts of money, but their true love for making Roblox games. Your main goal wasn't to make some cash grab, but to create something that'll be remembered for years to come. Because at the end of the
50
day,
years
money
went. Oh
is
my god,
temporary,
that
but
was
your legacy can live
back in
forever.
my
But
day,
considering
kids.
how massive Roblox is,
That was
there's a
the
lot of people on
stuff. That
Roblox.
was
So if we somehow get
that was
100K
the
likes, I promise to make a part
best
2
game
even
ever
crazier
played
plays.
on
So if you enjoyed,
Roblox.
be sure to leave a like and comment who
You
you
guys
want to
should
see
play
in the
it.
next video.
If you enjoyed today's video, like and subscribe. Bye. And also, what's his name? Cube INC. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Bye. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, he's still on? Oh, bye.